Okay. Hello. Welcome back to Unfriendly Banter. This week we don't have Pusha. So someone or the other always is missing from our podcast, but we are glad to have Avinash back after a while after his move from the East Coast to the West Coast. Hopefully with him coming back to no, not for me, but hopefully for him coming back to California means Liverpool win again. Or did they win when you were in Atlanta? Anyway,
I
so
mean, I don't think there's any correlation. Whatever is happening, there is no relation to anything. Nobody can explain it.
anyway, we did want to start the podcast and we just want to kind of celebrate the fact that it's been exactly 1 year since we started this. So to all of you watching, to all of you commenting on our photos, videos, YouTube and Instagram and all of that, thank you so very much. We are so very grateful that you guys are able to listen to us and you're able to follow us and you're giving us good feedback on what we can do to improve. So
Yeah.
hopefully the next 1 year is also going to be as good as the last 1 year. We've had a blast creating these videos. Maybe not while watching the games, but yeah, at least the videos have been fun. So thank you very much.
Yeah. I think,
And with that, yeah.
no, yeah. Just wanted to add, huge plus to what Shravan just shared, right? I think all of this started with three of us maybe talking on a WhatsApp group around game weeks for 2 to 3 years. And then it took us just now, Shravan saw around a month from the idea to the first video that we posted. So a huge thanks to all 3,000 plus subscribers that we have, organic, inorganic, whatever it is. And to everyone who's been encouraging us and who's been commenting us, hopefully we can continue to keep the banter as unfriendly as we can, because I think this season
We
deserves
need
it.
that. Anyway, so congratulations to you. Congratulations to Pusha as well. To be very honest, I didn't expect us to complete a year, but now that we've made it this far, I can honestly say that I really look forward to our sessions.
Yeah.
It's one of, apart from the matches and the fact that Arsenal is doing well, this is one of the highlights of my week. So thank you so much to both of you. Okay, all niceties done. All
Yeah.
niceties done. Let's get into midweek fixtures in the Champions League. So I don't know. I'll just start off with like a paraphrase and then you take over because I want to hear your thoughts about Liverpool.
Sure.
But it is so insane that the last 10 days have been so awesome for Arsenal. Like over the weekend, City losing, Liverpool losing, Newcastle beat. It's just been super banter, and I didn't expect it to get better. But midweek is even more better now. Liverpool lost, City lost, Newcastle lost.
Yeah.
For me, Barcelona lost, so I'm very happy. Arsenal whooped Bayern. That was like huge positive. And yeah, but yeah,
I
let's
think,
start with
yeah,
Yes, go ahead.
what I can think of is that amazing Hindi phrase, Bhagwan jab deta hai
देता
chappan paad
चप्पड़
ke.
फाड़ के
So that's essentially what's
अयो
happening with Arsenal. I
भगवान
think
give
it's
चप्पड़ फाड़ के till May.
everything
Next
is
year I'll figure
going,
out.
everything is going your way, for sure,
Touch
right?
wood.
But yeah, so which game do you want to start with? Let's start
Let's
with
go in
Arsenal.
order.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you get a chance to watch the City game? Unfortunately, I was in meeting, so I
No,
couldn't watch this week. So I only saw
City game,
the
no.
highlights.
I also just saw the highlights, but I think from the score and from what we are seeing, right? I feel the same problems that they haven't unanswered. I guess probably I can drop maybe parallels to what's happening with City and Liverpool, but let's focus on
Liverpool and
City,
for
right?
now. Okay.
Not sure what is going on at this point. There seem to be signs of them coming back, especially players like Foden, Doku,
Mm-hmm.
etc., being solid in the defense. Nico Gonzalez filling in that void of Rodri, etc. But then in the last two games, seems to have gone haywire, right? I think to the Newcastle game, I feel
Could have gone
Man
anywhere,
City
I
or
feel.
almost every team going there ends up playing to their strength, which they do amazingly so well, which is
Mm.
try to make this game a physical
Physical
battle.
game.
There's no tactics around. Try to get into the players' heads as well, and I think they kind of managed to do that. So but against Leverkusen, I'm not sure how to even put
But
it into words.
Leverkusen, they made like 10 changes to the team that started against Newcastle, which I still find ridiculous because they're playing Leeds over the weekend.
Yeah,
So why would you need to rest up so many players? Like I fully didn't understand what the thinking was, but then I've seen Pep make like ridiculous decisions once in a while.
yeah. I think that was called out, and I think it was in his press conference also he was like, yeah, in hindsight I made a mistake or something like that. But then
Oh,
I feel so 10 changes to what happened at Newcastle is a lot, especially like when the game is happening, what I think 3 days gap or something like that.
yeah, 3 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, enough about those oil frauds. Let's get to Liverpool. I have a few questions for you beyond what you've already spoken in your solo podcast. And not, I'm genuinely not going to do a banter here, but I just want to get an understanding of a few things from you. But I'll let you
Yeah.
start on your thoughts about the game, what happened, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like I've always been, right? I first try to see what are the positives, right? Like what are the
If you can
positives that
find one, please tell in
yeah,
this, dude.
what are the positives that you can take when the team has gone 9 defeats in 12
Games.
games? The worst run since 1953. I don't know, like every time we are making like records after records after records, especially in the opposite like direction, right? So I was trying to search for the positives, and I found the only one, which is
The
this.
kit. I knew this was coming, dude.
This
I
is the
knew the fact.
only positive that has been going well for us this year, which is every time we wear this green kit, everyone is like, "Oh, what an amazing kit that is!" And I
Brilliant
think
kit.
the positives end there.
Ayo.
After that, there is absolutely like nothing else to take, right? Dude, I think it's like maybe a crisis is a soft word at this point. Catastrophe or disaster. I am at the loss of like synonyms at this point in terms of what to
Wow.
describe it. I feel majorly it's going wrong in like twofold, and both of them are like it's so obvious to see, right? Like so I will always start with the players on the pitch. Like
Mm.
individual mistakes after mistakes from same players, from like new players that you don't expect from the new signings that you have come in. We are like so finding new ways of
To screw up.
to screw up. And then obviously what worked very well last season seems to have completely lost, which is slots like coaching, in-game management, etc. Right? I think somebody summarized it very so well when they shared like it's been a very fixed pattern of how this team has been playing, where first we start with a playing 11 where at least one person is like out of
Out of position.
their so usual spot. Then we will so concede early. God knows different ways. Latest being like Van Dijk playing volleyball.
What was that, dude?
What brain fuck moment was that, man? Like cannot even understand like what was he
The
like doing.
funniest, the
Yeah.
funniest thing was as soon as he got the handball decision given, he's going and complaining about a foul. I'm like, what is
Yeah.
wrong with
And
you?
then no, for those 10 or 20 seconds, right? I had hope. I was like, okay, something crazy must have happened, right? Because something has to explain this. And then you see the replay, there's absolutely nothing happening. He's like, sir, foul, sir. Like, dude, you don't do that in game. It was insane. But anyway,
That was
yeah, the
comical.
pattern is to start off with somebody like out of position. We will also concede early. Then we will make a substitution where we'll take another player and we'll move them also out of position. That won't work. And then in the end, Slot will throw the kitchen sink. So Chiesa will come in, Rio will come in, Ekitike will go out, and Isak will come in, or Isak will stay, Ekitike will go out. It's been the same pattern for like all of the losses. I think like I don't think there's been like any change here, right? But I feel and every so time I think at the third loss I said so this is the worst that you can get, and then we
And
have
then they
had
find a new way.
loss 4 5 6 all the way up to like 9, right? Like so yeah, at least that's my opening, man. I think as a fan, as a football passionate like enthusiast, whatever, right? I'm at a loss of words in terms of what is going on, right? Like what is going on.
So a lot of people have, I know you've expressed your opinion about like what needs to happen, like how Slot needs to figure things out. So we don't need to get into that. But genuinely, right? Like when you look at Liverpool's next 5 fixtures, it starts with West Ham away, which is
Yeah,
again not easy given that they are sort of on a resurgence.
dude,
Um,
we are struggling against Nottingham, we are struggling against
I
PSV at
mean,
Anfield. At so this point even a championship team can take us for a toss.
no,
So
but listen
any
to the
fixture
next
is
five
tough
games.
fixture, but anyway, yeah, I get
I'll
your
only
point.
go through till the end of the year, right? So you've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
West Ham away, Sunderland at home, Leeds away, then Inter starts. Inter, you go to San Siro. Okay, let's leave Champions League out for now. Let's only talk about Premier League. So Premier League is West Ham away, Sunderland home, Leeds away, Brighton
Home.
home,
Yeah.
Tottenham away, right? and then you play Wolves at home. So that's up until the end of the year. So what really do you think over the next 6 fixtures is likely to happen for Liverpool? Like honestly, you don't even need to like
Dude,
sugarcoat it or
I
anything.
I didn't think we'll get like mauled by Nottingham at home. Like we'll get bullied by PSV at home. At this point, what sort of expectation, right? But I'll tell you what needs to happen, right? What needs to happen is we have to get we have to get like points out of this. It's either like a player reaction, it's either like a coach reaction. It has to happen as a both, right? I want to say West Ham, like I think each of these games, right? If you see the Opta analyst game difficulty rankings, I think we are in the like 18th, 19th, or like so 20th. So this is probably the
Wow.
best run of us fixtures at the worst possible time. But anyway, let's leave it. So yeah, I would think like it has to be like some must win after must win after must win, dude. Like as a West Ham, it
Okay.
has to be a win. And then I will say it cannot just end as we so win by like hook or by as crook, right? It has to be a proper team like performance where you have to see individuals improving, you have to see slot improving as well. Yeah, at least so that's my thing. 6 games. I want to say the West Ham away we should win. Sunderland at home, our home form, dude. What? If we draw that, I think we will do so well. As Leeds away, we should win. So
Yeah,
Brighton
you
home.
should.
So I feel these 2 games, right? Sunderland and like so Brighton. I feel they will like bring the game to us, and I feel that's like a better like fixture
Way
or whatever. Yeah.
for you guys, yeah. So would you say out of the next 18, maybe say 12 would be a good return of points for you? Or are
Has
you
to be.
expecting
Yeah,
more?
yeah. Because if, say, if we lose another 2 more, right, then I think you can't say anything but go for slots head at this point. But the worst
So
part
you're
there
not
is, right?
slot out right now.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not like slot out like, so right now for two two reasons, right? One, if I go back to the times when like Liverpool have actually sacked their managers, there was like replacements that were like readily available. Like Brendan Rodgers, right? He got a sack, I want to say 7 like game weeks in because a Klopp was available. So you have like a
Yeah.
potential like so replacement. Right now the best replacement is Ange Postecoglou and like ETH, whom I would absolutely not want at the club. Right?
Imagine
We
the
rather
drop off if you
go
get past a Koglu.
we rather go like coachless for the rest of the year than like get these two. Anyway, so that's probably the second reason. I want to say the main like reason is I don't see this as just like a coaching issue, right? This is not just slot like fucking up like big time. There's
Mm,
also players being so bad,
mm,
so poor, and consistently making the same mistakes like over and over again.
right.
So I think if Slot fixes like his stuff and if the players like continue to suck, then also that will become like a Slot problem,
Slot
obviously,
issue.
because
Yeah.
you are the manager, you are supposed to get the best of your players.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So with those two reasons, I want to say like, yeah, you have to give him like until probably the end of the year. But then I feel like if we lose again in the manner that we lost these last 2 games, then I don't think you can say like anything in favor of
Slot.
Slot.
So now, obviously, you need to like buy a defender in January, right? You do.
Yeah.
You need a defender. You can't rely on
Yeah.
Konate anymore. Obviously, you can't remove Verge from his position. Like apart from that, do you really think that the team needs any more investment? Forget the banter that you spent 500 million and all that. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
honestly,
I feel the center back essentially, right? And I think
mm,
this is not even like a hindsight. I think with Liverpool's summer spending, everyone was like, "Hey, why didn't we like so bolster that space,
mm,
etc." And I think now when you go back to Slot's answers, it now shows the problem that we have always had, where Slot was like, "Hey, you have a as a Gravenberg, you have an Endo who can like play there." I don't think
mm,
Slot ever spoke of a Joe Gomez. So if
right.
you didn't think of Joe Gomez as your like backup, then you essentially had two first team center backs and an 18-year-old that you signed, right? So
Mm,
the problem was there. My biggest problem
I
here
see.
is like with Slot, he thinks Gravenberg as the backup CB. Then what happens to number 6, right? Which is where we
Yeah.
are so getting like bantered. I feel anyone
Middle of the
can
pack
have
you're
a
losing.
small like counter. They just run through our like number 6, and then God knows what happens when you have two like out of form center backs, right? So yeah, I feel center back is the immediate thing because that then solves for Gravenberg staying at the number 6, and I think then yeah, the team is effectively there.
Would you need a right back as well? Because like this guy keeps playing Soboslai at right back. It like even as a rival fan, it's so frustrating because Soboslai is such a silky player. You want him to be in the pitch doing stuff, like in the front of the pitch doing stuff, right? And half
Yeah,
the time I see this dude is just running behind and poor guy, man. I don't think you.
one
I
man
think he's
army
a
dude. Yeah,
standout. Yeah, he's the standout player for you this
yeah.
season. There's
He's
no two ways around
he's
it.
he's just been a one man army for both the club and like country, right? And yeah,
Yeah.
it frustrates me to the core. It
So
frustrates me to
do you
the
think a right
core
back
of
is needed?
slot starting like him. So I don't think like right back, dude, because I feel we have two in the squad, right? And you have to like deal with like injuries. I rather see him play so Joe Gomez at like right back and like so fail because you have others playing in their natural position, right?
Yeah.
I don't see this point of like playing like out of position as midfielders in there no matter what they can do essentially, right? I think one game here and here is okay. But I think Bradley is supposed to be back in a week's time, hopefully.
Okay.
Frimpong also, I think, is like training. So I think like
But
right back.
I'm not seeing, even when Frimpong was available, I didn't see him trust Frimpong enough for him to like justify a starting position. I think after the second or third game week, I didn't see Frimpong even anywhere near like the first team lineup. So I
Yeah.
don't know if, because I from a rivals, I can clearly see him, even if he buys, let's say, Mark Gahey in January, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it has to be like first week of Jan. It can't be like end of Jan
Yeah. Yeah.
anymore,
Yeah.
right? So if you have to salvage a season, it has to be first week of Jan. So even if he does that, I still see them. I still see him like deploying Soboslai at right back, or even if he makes a change in the middle of the match, someone will come in. Soboslai goes on to right back,
If he
which
plays Soberslay as like right back again, him next day. Like, bro, like 9 losses, dude. Like, what more do you need? So, so that's the same as a point, right? Like, it's not about playing Soberslay at a right back. It's about taking out your best forward pressing as a midfielder out there, right? And you don't have anyone to replace that. Like, you don't have a McAllister doing what he does. Like, you don't have anybody else in the team doing
you're
what
right.
he does. So it's actually like hurting the team twice as bad to play him out of his best as a position, right? Yeah.
So I'll ask you a difficult question now.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is something I've been thinking about for a few days. So last season, when y'all basically walked to the title, right? Verge had a great season. I mean, he's
Yeah.
obviously faltering now, which is fine. Like these things can happen, right? But Salah was like in a different galaxy last year, like 32 goals, some
Yeah.
20, 18, 19 assists and everything, right?
You
Now you can
expected.
clearly see the drop off,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah, yeah.
do you think, but so on the other hand, actually have better players that have replaced the players who have exited the club right now. On paper,
On
Isaac is a
paper.
better center. Is a better
Yeah, yeah,
center
yeah.
forward than Darwin Nunes. Technically, Words is better than Jota. Did you lost Diaz on the left wing?
Yeah, yeah.
You got enough players to cover, right? So, do you think last season was just pure Salah magic that got you that league, and that's why with his drop in form, you're also seeing a drop in results here?
So I don't think it was purely that. So why I say so is probably something similar that is happening with like Arsenal, right? Like when the team is doing so well, you'll see the entire team kind of like doing well, right? Like I
Mm.
think last year, like so what kind of like happened is Salah's attack was like awesome, right? You would not expect him to do as much as in like so defense, etc., right? But then you had
Yeah, yeah.
the rest of the 9 players playing as one crazy unit, right? So when things are
Mm.
going so well, everyone is putting that extra step like
Effort.
forward. Everyone is going
Mm.
for that second ball, third ball. I think that midfield that we had, right, was so awesome. Like you could see like a triangle playing. They were like as a dictating as a teams, etc. So I would say from the attack, yes, I think Salah was the one who carried us there for sure. But I would also say that like yeah, the rest of the team also was like backing him up too, right? So that's what I would say.
No, but like the reason why I asked that is also because last season the games that Salah actually sucked, if you remember the Real Madrid game in the
Yeah, yeah.
Champions League, the first one you lost, and then the
PS
second one you won.
No, no,
You all played
we
them twice,
lost
yeah?
to PSG. We played PSG in the
Yeah,
Champions
I
League.
know.
We
That
won.
was semi-finals. Yeah, that was in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
quarter.
No,
Sorry.
no. Yeah, yeah. Round of 16,
Yeah,
I think.
was it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they played Aston Villa after you. Okay, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So, but even in those PSG games, Salah was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So the matches that y'all actually exited the tournament was where Salah didn't perform last season, right? So which is why I was asking this question. Was he so instrumental to the to the season you all had last season, and now it's really dropping off because one Salah's not doing well, everyone else is kind of
Yeah,
drop
yeah.
form. You've got new players who aren't really fully integrating. Or are you thinking it's like genuinely a combination of everything at this point?
I think so this see when you lose like 9 games out of 12, right? Like it has to be everyone doing so bad all
Mm,
together, including Slot as well, right? Like I can say
yeah.
like in the games where Salah wasn't like or or Slot made Salah even more like effective, I want to say, like with like his
Yeah.
like tactics
Okay.
around like as last year, etc. And I feel even Salah also, right? He had another angle to his game. Like he wasn't just like scoring, he was also like assisting as well. He
Yeah.
he he was like finding Diaz, he was like finding like Nunez. I thought that is like the natural evolution of a Salah that we would see like this year, where he would be like finding an Isak, he would be like finding an
Mm.
Ekitike, etc. That is also like completely gone, right? I haven't seen a single like pass, square off, etc. Like, but yeah, man. Like as much as I want to say, like his form has dropped, right? You can see like everything else is going ridiculously bad. Like if you see the of the 4 goals that we conceded, right? Van Dijk like blunder,
Konate blunder.
like Skonate blunder, and I feel like Jones playing completely out of his position at like right back. Like these are all not on him alone, right? Yeah, he is not scoring on the other end,
Yeah.
but then everyone is struggling and insanely struggling at the same time.
Okay, last question. I'll move on. I'll spare you the stuff. But
Oh
what
man,
is, as a fan, what is your realistic expectation come end of season now? Where do you think you
yeah,
guys will be at the end of season? Premier League. What do you think happens? Champions League, FA Cup, and
yeah.
all that.
See, so realistically, for all uh the clusterfuck that has happened, we are 3 points away from top four,
Mm.
and in this insanely like so crowded so middle, right? I think top four is at 20 as 1 points. We are at like 18. I want to say now we scramble for the Champions League spot, right? Because the
Okay.
craziest part is like if you lose out that spot, this is a disaster on top of a disaster. Like you won't know like where to go right from there. Like
Mm.
even at that point, if you want to replace Slot as well, you won't attract the top managers because you don't
Yeah.
have Champions League. Like unless and until we are going and like so begging as a Klopp
Klopp.
to please
Come
please
back.
come back, like like we
He did it once.
yeah.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, so essentially,
No.
yeah, I feel yeah. See, I've not lost hope to the extent that this team is not going to be in the top four, because
Okay.
I saw some potential, man. I don't think that Real Madrid game was a fluke, right? Like
Mm.
there is something when all of these players come on the day with a plan to execute and all, they are like able to do. But
Mm.
then what
Most days I don't come with a plan.
is happening, right, without the plan? Yeah, essentially. Yeah, so I feel like so top four from this point. Yeah, if we don't get a so top four, I see Slot
Well, you
getting
need top five.
the
You need
sack
top
as well.
five.
Yeah, top four, top five. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
my realistic. Yeah,
But
I don't see anything else. I don't see a Champions League. Like I don't see and like FA Cup. Yeah,
okay, so effectively no trophies, but top four, top five is what you're expecting.
bro, we have lost 9 out of 12, bro. Like at
I
this.
mean, it's a phase, dude. Like even City went through that last season. Eventually, you're going to win. It's not like you're going to lose
Yeah, but
every game
see,
that
but
you play, right?
if you say it's a phase, right? Like, and the games that we are losing so bad because of
Mm.
like issues everywhere.
Right,
That
right.
that is what is giving me that crazy worry, right? It's not like it's one phase, it's like one area that is going wrong. It's not like we are not just scoring goals. We are not scoring goals, we are like
Like
conceding goals,
conceding goals.
individual
Yeah.
mistakes, players showing like insane like body language. Slot is on the edge of getting like so fired. So to turn this around, right? It's going to be like a long battle. Yeah, if any fan has trophy expectation at this point, you have to join the delusional club.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens. Right now, 12th. So let's see. Hopefully, end of the year, if you guys make it to top seven, top eight, obviously everyone's not going to lose above you. So there's going to be that. Like you said, it's so crowded that it's going to keep shifting every week.
Yeah,
But teams above you are going to
yeah.
continue winning, and
Right
so
now, end of the year is so far away.
far.
Right now,
Six
West Ham
weeks,
away
man.
is the main thing,
Dude,
and then
seven
Sunderland
weeks,
home.
7 games between now and end of the year, man. That's madness.
Yeah. That's
Phew.
so PL for you.
It's too
But
much. That's too much.
from your standpoint, right? What do you think is going wrong at least? Yeah.
So for me, there are two things that are happening. Honestly, I've maintained this from day one. Words not performing is not that big a deal for me because people need time. I've always said this. I'm not going to change my stance. He might suck today, but he's too good a player for him not to work it out at some point. Isaac is a little more of a concern, to be honest, because he
Yeah.
knows the league. He should be able to understand how to play with the team and stuff. But for me, the big problem is playing people like Soboslai out of position. The problem I'm saying is when it was going well for Slot last season, it was easier for him to trust players that weren't of the highest quality or who were making mistakes. So he
Yeah.
kept that winning formula going for him. Like last season, the number of times Trent made mistakes in defense was way too much. But
Overshadowed. Yeah.
yeah, he was
Overshadowed because
overshadowed,
you were
one because he
winning.
was brilliant going
Yeah.
forward, and secondly, you all were winning, right? Like who gave a shit at that point whether you lost 3-1 or 3-2, you all still won. Right. This season, what I am seeing is Slot is not trusting the players that he needs to at the back, which is why he's doing all these like weird shit combinations in like defense.
Yeah.
That is really causing a problem. And last season, you all had that self belief to say, I don't care if we go down 1-0, 2-0, we will still come back. But this season, the minute you all concede, and you all are consistently conceding in this first 10 minutes somehow,
Yeah.
like you said, somehow you'll find a way to concede, and that's it. After that, heads are down, Salah is off. I don't even think he in his mind he wants to be there anymore. That's how it looks like for me.
Yeah.
I think that slot needing to trust certain players for the position that they are in, that needs to happen because then you start controlling the midfield. Once you control midfield, eventually you will find a way to transition to the forward players. They
Yeah.
will get into position and eventually they'll score, man. It's not like they'll keep eluding them, right? So
Yeah.
I think that is the big change I'm noticing beyond anything else. Forget players not being in form and
Yeah,
all of
man.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this. Yeah. Similar stuff, right? Yeah. We ended yesterday's game with Curtis Jones as a right back, Gravenberg
Hmm.
as a center back. This cannot happen.
Stupid. Yeah.
Like this cannot happen, right? Like yeah. Essentially, it's that same as a pattern over and over again. Like I don't know if this needs drastic changes. Like I feel this needs simple changes. Like I feel
Hmm.
a change like play the player
In the
in
position. That's
his place, right?
yeah.
If you need a center back, Skonate is not doing well, bring Joe Gomez. If Joe Gomez flops, then you go to a Gravenberg or
That's
something
what
like that, right?
exactly.
This is
Exactly. Or vary your centre backs. Like you don't have to play Konate every game week. It's fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
And for
The other thing that sorry, finish.
no, for the love of God, right? Gakpo cannot play 90 minutes game week in game week out. Like
He
he
missed a
cannot
sitter
play.
yesterday.
Dude, even after your manager calls you out on a press conference to say you are not making that like pass, I feel bad for Kirkes at this point. I'm
He
like every time
always makes that overlapping
he
run for
always makes that
yeah,
output pass.
and Gakpo never passes to him.
Dude, one pass, bro. Like surprise everyone like with that one pass. Man, I don't. Yeah, Gakpo, like his like trust in Gakpo, his trust in Gravenberg. It's like insane, man. Like
Mm.
some things has to change, right? Like you are seeing it's not working. I think Gakpo, like Konate, Kirkes, I don't know what's with him and Andy Robertson. Like Kirkes isn't working, Andy Robertson is working. Still you want to like play like a Kirkes because you
The
bought
problem
him or
is
something.
I don't think Robertson can play week in, week out 90 minutes. So that's the problem right now, right? So
So maybe like start him, right? Let him play
yeah,
for 45 because that's where you are like completely like
vulnerable at this.
fucking up, right? So much. But yeah,
This one thing I've been wanting to talk to you about,
sure.
which I never agreed with. Okay, so when you see after all these games, right, like when you see other like podcasts and pundits and all talking, they constantly blame Slot for throwing the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
Like even you said that last week. I also said
Yeah.
that he throws everything at it, right? But the more I actually thought about it, that is the right thing to do. You're losing. You have nothing. You have nothing to lose. Like you're already losing the game. Any manager, like for example, when you think about, there was an interview which Alex Ferguson had done with, I think it was Gary Neville,
Mm.
a couple of years ago. And he said, if you're losing 1-0, 2-1 in the 90th minute, your job is to make sure that all your forward players get the ball because you want to put the pressure on that side of the pitch so that you might nick a goal. at the end of it, you might get a counter attack and you might lose the game, but you were already losing the game before that. So now, the more I think about it, right, Slot's actually doing the right thing by throwing in literally every forward that he has, because you never know.
Yeah.
Like, look
See,
at that Newcastle game, like with Rio scoring that winner, right?
yeah.
Imagine if you hadn't thrown the sink there, you wouldn't have got that winner. Then you would have been like 15th over there in the table. So
Yeah,
I
see,
actually
like
feel he's doing that correctly.
I don't like completely like agree
Okay.
also there, man. Like, so why I say that is I rather see you do that at the start of the game and not at the end of the game when you have hit such a bad spot, right?
Okay.
So let's take the example of Federico Chiesa, right? Every time he comes on the pitch, you can see he means it. He wants
Yeah.
to go for the ball. He's running for those second balls. He's being like so physical. He's trying something, right?
Yeah.
What does he have to do to start a game?
Is it because he cannot actually maintain that level of intensity for 90 minutes
So,
that he doesn't
so
start?
that's the other thing, right? Like your player whom you trust, like Gakpo, who you think can maintain that intensity, he isn't doing something. He isn't doing that consistently across, right?
Okay.
And sorry, the other point across is when you so bring in all of these attackers, right? There is one thing to like so bring these attackers, and then there is like another if there's a game plan for these like attackers as well. I don't see that happen. I'm like, okay,
Ah,
you have
okay, I
brought in
see.
all of them and you're asking them to do their thing.
Yeah.
So on the way, like if you have all of these attackers, right, and if you have someone like a as a Trent who can throw like arrows to those attacks here and there and make anything happen, then
It's one
it's okay.
story. Yeah. Okay, makes
But
sense.
here you have all of these attackers and you're playing the same thing. You're playing the same thing where like it's Salah to Gakpo to Gravenberg. Sorry, Salah to Gravenberg to Soboslai to McAllister. You're playing the same game with like all of these attackers as well. Like
Okay.
there is no plan B. Like this is literally the kitchen sink at it and like expecting it to work, right? Which happened for Newcastle, but it isn't happening.
So what you're saying effectively is it's not wrong that he's putting the attackers on the field, but you need to have a better plan of how to utilize them.
Yeah,
Your problem is not that he throws people on the pitch.
yeah.
Ah,
No,
okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
so my problem is not that he throws people on the pitch. When he does that, he makes the rest of the departments even worse, right? Because when
Yeah.
you have to bring in, so Chiesa takes out Konate, he moves so Gravenberg in there. So then you
Yeah.
don't have a Gravenberg and you have
The
a Chiesa
misfiring
up
line.
front.
Yeah.
It's like a clusterfuck of issues, basically.
Okay.
But yeah,
Very good. Very nice.
to to wrap it up on
After last season.
Liverpool, I will say the same thing that I shared in my last episode. My like LFC fans, the pain is not over. If you thought this is the worst, we will surprise you again with another worst. So this is going to be an crazy season for us.
Oh
Buckle up
man.
if you haven't already.
Wow. I can imagine, dude. I can clearly imagine. I've seen those days. I've seen shit happening. I can only
It's going
sympathize at
back to
this point.
the Roy
Roy
Hodgson
Hodgson.
days, man, dude. Oh my god.
It wasn't
I'm
this
like,
bad in under him also, actually.
at least with Roy Hodgson, you can say there was no like 500 million spent in a summer window. This is
And he didn't
it's
lose
like
9 games. He
yeah,
didn't lose 9 out of
he
12.
didn't lose it. Yeah, this is a worst, right? This is a worst in so many years. But yeah,
Shit.
that's with Liverpool. That's a pretty
Anyway.
long Liverpool segment, bro.
It's okay. It's okay. We needed that. All right. What do you want to do next? You want to talk about Arsenal?
Ah, of course,
You
what
want to start? I'll
the
keep quiet.
creme, the topper of the batch in both classes, both Champions League
Dude.
and like Premier League, right?
Ooh.
And I think I shared this with you in the chat, right? Like you can draw similar parallels to what's happening with Arsenal to what was happening with so Liverpool exactly so 12 months ago, and it's pretty so crazy to think that way. But I feel when you see a team that is doing as like so well as Arsenal, and more importantly, when you see it is not coming from us 11 players, but a combination of like 15 to 16 players, you have multiple folks scoring, you have like different avenues in which you are scoring, etc., right?
Yeah.
Though lot of like fans, rival fans, stupid pundits will say set piece,
Set piece.
etc., but then you guys are using that to your strength also, like where you are unable to break teams, you have 2 3 like avenues in which you can score, and you can see that, man. You can see something special is like happening both on the pitch when you have players who are injured who are celebrating it like as highly as etc. So yeah, everything going your way, and I think so deservedly so, right? Like you guys have been the most consistent team as defensively. You have almost found like another gear to take the defense like
Yeah.
up as a front, right? And I think the defense is not just about your as a backline. I think it starts all the way from like a Rice in the forward line to Zubimendi, then to
Yeah.
Gabriel Mascara, so everyone, and then like Timber in the form that he's been. And then if you do all of this, so Raya will come up with some ungodly save, etc. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel all of that is like happening, and then to share more, right? Even like when we thought like you needed like a Yorkerish, etc., to take you guys like above, you haven't needed that so far, right?
Yeah.
You have an Eze, you have a Trossard, you have like others like coming in and also doing well. I think it's going to be a special season for
Hey, it's
Arsenal,
too
and
early. Don't put Nazar on.
everything
Don't.
points to that. Dude,
Fine.
it's so this is Avinash the Pandit, not Avinash the LFC fan. But anyway.
For me, no, like they were like you brought up a good point, and I wanted to address it somewhere, okay, like in some forum. So this whole narrative, right? Even yesterday, I am tired of Arsenal scoring only from corners. I am tired of this. This is not like a classy team. What I don't get is one, it's a legitimate form of scoring.
Yeah.
You know that we are dangerous in corners. So why
Yeah.
don't you learn how to block it? Like,
Yeah.
how is it that we are so good that we consistently score from it? And not only Premier League teams, like across the continent, no one's figured it out. How is
Yeah.
that possible? Everyone has the same video surveillance technology. Everyone has the smartest brains under the sun in their coaching staff. Someone should have figured it out. No, how are we still doing that well? Because
Yeah.
we're good at it. And
Yeah.
secondly, corners don't come by playing the ball in your own half. Corners come because you're attacking. You're on the
100%. Yeah.
right end of the pitch trying to score from open play. You give away a corner, not our fault. And it's
Yeah.
our job. What do you want us to do? When you get a corner, just give it off and just say, okay, you keep it or what? And this whole fucking narrative that I was so irritated yesterday, where all these Bayern fans were like, what is this shit team? Can't, like, or not Bayern, even Chelsea fans yesterday. They will not be able to do this in Stamford Bridge. I'm like, dude, there were 13 teams that tried to stop us, man. None of them have stopped us. What is making you special there? Bayern came in knowing that set piece was their weakness.
Yeah.
Why didn't you try and do better?
Yeah.
The ball was that good.
Yeah.
The players got in the right position. So that is credit to us.
Yeah, the ball, the pressure that you guys are, what the atmosphere that happens, right, in that
Yeah.
18-yard box with players like running around. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah.
You get
See,
Kimmich yesterday, dude. Like Kimmich after the game yesterday said Arsenal was not our toughest game. PSG play better football. Arsenal only like to play long balls. I'm like, what the fuck? Your goal came from a long ball that you yourself hit.
yeah.
Kimmich's long ball found who was this guy? Olise, and who cut it back to Carl yesterday.
Yeah.
They had 78 long balls. We had 60. So what the fuck are you talking about? Right? You did
That was a
nothing in the
funny
second
quote.
half.
Yeah.
You did nothing in the second half. Your best striker in forever right now didn't get to see the ball for most of the pitch. He had one touch. This is an
Yeah.
insane statistic, okay? So Bayern, up until yesterday's game, had scored on an average 3.6 goals per game. They didn't even have that many shots on target. They had 2 shots on target the entire game.
64
One of which was a goal.
Yeah.
There has to be that means
Completely
we're doing
outclassed,
something right. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing something right. We're not relying on set pieces. Second and third goal, we're not set pieces. Who asked your 40-year-old dumb fuck goalkeeper to come out that far? Not our fault.
Yeah, I feel that so narrative at this point, right? It's old and it's like laughable.
It's overplayed.
But what I absolutely love the fact is, I love the fact that Arteta and Arsenal are playing on top of it, right? Like
I love it.
I think Arteta, I think in his press conference, he told I would have been happy if he had scored
After the Tottenham game, yeah.
after the Tottenham game. So I think so that's also a sign of as a champion, as a team that is doing like awesome, right? Where you can take some of this thing, don't get like affected by it, and use that to
Yeah.
your advantage, which Arteta is able to do like amazingly this season for sure.
Yeah, I don't, like you said, right? Like all those 5 years of that pain that we had gone through with 3 back-to-back second place finishes, I think now the team is so much more mature, and it's coincided with some of these players being in their absolute prime. Like Declan Rice yesterday was out of the fucking world,
Yeah.
dude. He was 90th minute, he's running up and down the pitch. I'm like, where do you have the energy, man? You played 3 days ago. You will play on Saturday or Sunday whenever we play
Yeah.
Chelsea. Where are you getting the energy from? This whole who was their thing yesterday? Olise will run rings around the right back. Or who was it? Skelly
MLS.
yesterday. To be fair to Olise, he did have a good game, but he
Yeah.
wasn't outstanding.
Yeah.
Oh, Mosquera is second, backup center back. Kane will really
Dude, Mosquera, I
kill
think
him. He's
has
insane,
proven
man.
so much, right? Like I think right from the Liverpool game, I think even there he had like an outstanding game.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
thought, right, like to the point that I shared at the start, what is going to the signs why I feel this is going to be special? It's just not a set of like 11 players starting
Yeah,
every time. Like when a new player is so coming in, they are able to do it seamlessly, right? It
seamlessly correct.
shows like it's all there. You have the right foundations in there. Everyone is kind of like so bought into it. Okay, this is my so role. I'm going to play this role and
Yeah,
I'm going to play it to the insane instant. I think even as Martinelli, right? Like so he was starting every game
game
last
week.
season. Now he's
Yeah.
okay to come off the bench and be that impact as a
I'm
player, right?
loving
Yeah.
this whole side of Martinelli, specifically because you brought him up, only because I think the burden of wanting to be the first left wing of the team has gotten away from him. And now he's able to express himself more freely rather than just standing there running with the ball with your head down and not looking at who's coming, who's going.
Yeah.
He's able to do that more freely right now, which is giving us another dimension in attack. The only negative that I have seen so far in this entire season for Arsenal has been Raya's positioning in some of these plays. Like even in that Liverpool goal, like I don't know what the fuck he was doing with somewhere else in that pitch. Like
Mm.
I don't know. It was so evident Soboslai was going to go to the right. This guy's on the left side of the pitch. I'm like, what are you doing?
That's like
Even that
his goal.
Richarlison goal.
Yeah,
That
Richard.
Richarlison goal. For
No,
what are
I
you
think like
doing?
Richarlison goal, maybe it's a bit too harsh on him because I thought Zubimendi lost it where
I
you
agree.
would
I'm not.
not expect him to lose it.
So, by the way, Zubimendi has made a foul that Soboslai free kick came because of Zubimendi's foul.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, he's lost the ball against Newcastle. He
yeah.
lost the ball against Tottenham. So, this is an expectation that you should just be like, okay, if this dude is sitting on the ball for too long, he's going to lose it.
Dude,
Okay, Raya,
I feel this is like topper of the batch as
I have first
attitude
world
right now.
problems. No, first
Sir,
world problems.
sir, I got 24 out of 25. Sir, half mark here, 24 and a half.
I am having those problems. But the point I'm trying to make
But
is
yeah, fair, fair.
the same Richarlison, same chip, same Raya being out of his goal happened in the preseason. Why are you doing that? Like, what is
Oh,
the need for you to come towards the edge of the penalty box for you to be able to come? Like, what are you doing there? Just be in your goal,
yeah.
right? But otherwise, dude, I have cried for days like this. This is absolutely insane, man. I am not scared of any team right now. I don't
Yeah.
really care who we
Game
play
week after
next.
game week. Yeah, and I think like it's also telling the fact that when everyone thinks this is going to be the first as a challenge, this is where like Arsenal will like falter, etc. Right? You guys
Every
are
week is
like,
changing, by the way.
as a raising to the occasion, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been
I
insane.
really
Yeah.
feel happy about this because I have seen Shamak, Squillaci, Mertesacker was still okay, but Park Chu Jung and all as my players. So this is
Kate, how
very.
can you?
He was actually not that bad, dude. I
Yeah,
don't know why people
maybe. Yeah.
blame him. He had like 50 goal contributions when he was here. Like he's not that bad. It's just that
Yeah.
he was playing with Lacazette, who was woefully out of form for those years. So no,
Like
man. Like
I feel another angle that I feel, which is again like just shooting for stars in terms of what could possibly go wrong or like to derail, is when you have a full squad, right? Like if you see like Arsenal squad,
yeah,
I think for every place you have two
really good
starters,
players.
for example.
Yeah,
But I don't know for all other places. Like the example that I can take is on as left back, right? You have a Scalafiori and like MLS. I think MLS has accepted his role. He's like,
yeah,
okay, I won't start everywhere, but I will start like XYZ, etc. So he's kind of like accepted his role. Will the same thing happen with as a Kai Havertz? Will the same thing happen with and as Odegaard when they like so come in? Will they also expect to start at that point? Will like Arteta be forced to like change the team for the sake of like bringing all these things? But I think there's like enough as a run of games as well where you'll have like
yeah.
an FA Cup, you'll have so Champions League, etc. But that is probably the only thing which is obviously like an insanely good problem to
Problem to
have. But then so that will show like an angle where like Arteta needs to now as a manage the squad as well, right? Which I'm sure if you're like so winning, like everyone would definitely be like bought into it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think the good thing is the fact that some of these key players that typically would have started have been out at a period when we've needed them, but we've still managed to get the results.
Yeah.
Now I think by the time, like let's say Havertz comes back or something, right? We are going to be so far into the thick of things that it's going to be about
Natural
Arteta saying,
attrition.
hey guys, You know
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
It's not about you anymore. We are this
yeah,
close to winning a title after 3, 4 years. Just shut the fuck up and do what I ask you to do, and that should be good enough.
yeah. And
And this
also
whole,
like,
uh,
yeah, yeah, and also there's
tell me,
going to be like insane so run of games as well, right? So you
for
can't
sure,
have
yeah.
everyone play all the fixtures. Let me
And
like
what I'm
see what
loving is all these guys, like you said, are coming in and are fitting in seamlessly. It's like they've always played in that position.
exactly.
Look
Yeah,
at Calafiori yesterday. Came on in the 67th minute, 69th minute he provides an assist for Madueke.
yeah.
Like within like the second or third touch of the ball, I'm like, what
Even
happened
like
here?
Madwig,
Like Madueke. Saka, yeah. And I am really glad Saka's getting a break because he was again like 3 or 4 players on him. He still managed to have a really good game,
yeah.
got his assist. Dude, yesterday I really started to believe that this we are not to be cocky. I genuinely started to
You
believe
can
that
be
we are
talking like
no,
you
I don't want to
can
jinx
be
it.
because
No,
yeah,
no, I'm
yeah.
not trying to jinx it, but as of today, if the world ends today,
I can
the world will end with Arsenal being the best team in the world right now. Like that's how I feel today.
it's probably exactly where I was like 1 year ago, man.
I was
When we
just
like
going to
beat
say
Real
that.
Madrid, when we beat Real Madrid, when we were on top of Champions League, when we were top of like Premier League, etc. But again, coming back to Arsenal, right? Like it's everything working and all
Yeah.
at so once. Yeah. So I think, but maybe the only like if same thing again, right? You want to see your team go through some amount of like adversity also, and you want to
No need. It's fine. I've seen
no,
enough.
no. I'm not asking for like adversity, right? See, like I think Sunderland game
Huh.
that was like an example, right? Okay, what do you do when you're like so down, etc.? Can the team like also come back up?
You want to see that, yeah.
But I'm sure there are like enough evidences that Arsenal can see
I mean,
everything like through
we
that.
had City. We had City where we were down for like 80
Yeah,
minutes of the game, and we still managed to
yeah.
get
City,
the draw.
Sunderland is probably like the two examples that come to mind.
Yeah, but again, none of this, like one thing I'm hating about this narrative is, oh, this is not sustainable. Every game week, right? Like there'll be rival
Yeah,
fans saying, oh, this is the team that'll beat you. It started with, oh, haram ball against Atletico Madrid. There's no way y'all are beating them. We walloped them 4-0.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, then it became, oh, you wait, City will do something. Okay, City also went. Oh, then Tottenham will do something. Okay, fine, Tottenham also. Now Bayern, best team in the world, they're scoring for fun. They also didn't do anything. Like at what point do you just take the L and say, dude, it is what it is. This is the team, right? Like so many excuses, man. Yesterday, oh, Bayern, we literally have Bayern begging for a second round, man. It's gotten that good for us.
Oh, the company was like,
Company
think
said
yeah,
that, Kimmich said that,
yeah,
Kane
he
said
said,
that.
yeah, we want to face them or something, right?
Yeah,
Like at this point, I'll say to them, be careful what you kind of like wish for because you got mauled. It's not like it was a
exactly.
close game or something like that where you're like, oh yeah, we just lost it, right? Take the L and move on. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh my god, like all these Bayern fans on Twitter. Oh, look at this shit team. Take your beat Bayern in the group stages trophy. Just
I'm
take
sure
the L.
there's another fan base that is in your DMs right now, which is
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Oh,
Yes.
they made more noise than Bayern, man. They were so upset that we won comfortably. I'm like, why do you care so much? Now it started. Now everything is around. We should play Delap up front and do long balls because now we've realized that they cannot handle long balls. Like they scored one goal, man. Calm down. They tried like 70 long balls. It converted to one goal. Relax.
And they
It's
tried
just too
long
dumb.
balls to Harry Kane, which didn't work. So try to
Their
understand.
best striker?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Try to understand what you're coming from.
What is
Yeah.
happening, right? Like, no, man, but it's something I'm really having fun. I hope it continues, even if it is just for the season. I waited 20 years, man. I need something
Oh,
at the
yeah.
end of it. Now, if this fucks up, no, in Jan, Feb, yo, Rama.
Don't like think about that, bro.
No,
Like
no,
if
I'm
you
just
start
saying, take it
thinking
game
about
by
that,
game.
just, yeah, take like
Take it.
game by game. So that note, should we talk about next week quickly?
Yeah. Let's do simple predictions, right? Let me see Premier League fixtures. I forgot how beyond Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea and City. I don't know who's playing who. Okay, so Brentford, Burnley, and all. I don't care. City will beat Leeds, obviously. Like I
Yeah,
don't see a challenge there.
I think hands down. Yeah,
Yeah, Tottenham Fulham might be a good game because Tottenham's home form is just absolutely woeful. So that might be good. Crystal
Crystal
Palace will beat
Palace.
United,
Man,
so
no.
that's good.
At yeah, but
At
anyway, I'm
Palace,
not going to talk about like teams above me at this point. But anyway, let's
No, but like by this weekend, you guys should be ahead of them. I'd be really surprised if they beat Palace because that woeful performance against Everton, it was such a joke, man.
Palace at their home, which is like crazy.
It's really difficult, yeah. Okay, West Ham, Liverpool. Honest, what's your prediction?
Dude, I feel like this. If we like concede early, I feel we lose again. We have to be the first team to score. But
Uh,
I'll 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 so back Liverpool, man. I think our backs are to the wall right now, and I feel we'll show up at like West Ham.
okay.
I want to say
It's a Nuno team, by the way. They won't be easy. At home?
a 3-1 Liverpool.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's mighty confident that, but okay, fine, I'll take that.
It's not confident, bro. It's
Necessity.
this is the passionate fan in me, right? Like when the backs are against the wall, I feel you'll go and soul search, and someone like a Salah has to be like, dude, I have to be better than this, and come to the field and show something that is like better, right? Like that's what I always expect, man. Because I think the club is known for like you would have seen maybe Jones's interview, right?
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
This is not us, guys. Like it has to hurt so badly that you
Yeah.
need to like come out of this, because if we don't go to like West Ham and show a reaction, right, then I think these so players deserve to be out, man. You have to start talking of a Salah exit, Konate exit, a VVD exit, etc., because you can't be them and not perform when you're
Yeah.
wearing the Liverpool badge.
It's funny because West Ham's home form is absolutely dog shit. They're in the relegation zone when it comes to home form. You guys are middle of the table in both home and away, so
We
it'll
just
just
conceded 7 goals at Anfield to Nottingham and PSV. Do not talk
well,
about that.
PSV, both teams. Okay, I won't say both teams, but PSV are a better team than West Ham,
Oh
so
yeah, yeah.
it's not
100%.
it's not that
Chelsea
bad.
Arsenal.
Also, okay, you tell me what your prediction is because mine will be very biased.
I feel Arsenal wins this, man, because why I feel is like if Chelsea plays like this open style play, that will not like work with like Arsenal. With Arsenal, you have to be patient, you have to be willing to suffer for a while when that team is like coming at you, and you're not going to get like free space like you got against like Barcelona. Like you're talking of like running into so Declan Rice, you're like running into Zubimendi, etc. They are not like what like Barcelona was like playing those high line, etc. Right? This is like a properly like organized squad. But then I feel the match can be exciting. Again,
Yeah,
it is giving me vibes of Sunderland like Arsenal, where again it's like another away game, a team that's on form, that
yeah.
has like multiple like ways to attack. So I feel it's going to be a close game, but I think like Arsenal like win this at the end.
What's your
I
score
I
prediction?
want to say Arsenal 2-1.
Okay. So the funny thing is, Chelsea suck at home. Okay, they're
Yeah, yeah.
really good away. They suck at home. I
Except
act.
when Liverpool went there, but anyway, go for it.
um, I see a red card for Chelsea, dude. Somehow I don't know why, but
Oh,
I genuinely think there is going to be a red card there for Chelsea somewhere
okay.
because I like they have good
I say
players.
no karate kicking Declan Rice. And like,
Something like that is going to happen. Something like that is going to happen because as much as I do believe that Caicedo is a good player, I have not seen a hot head like him apart from Richarlison. Like there's just no brains there. It's just one body that moves around. I feel like there is going to be something, and if that happens in the early parts of the game, then I think we just walk. But
yeah.
I feel confident enough now to say that I think we'll win. But there is this clean sheet and all that's not going to happen. But it's definitely going to be close. Estevao is going to be someone I will be worried about. But that also depends on who the left back is. If it's Calafiori, then I'll be a little more worried.
It has to be Calafiori, right? Because I don't think MLS will start this one.
I'm a little more worried if it's Calafiori only because while he's really great going forward. But I worry if you give Estevao the space. If they find Estevao where Calafiori is trying to attack, they get the ball and Estevao is free, right? Then I think he can cause us problems. But that is like literally the only player in that squad I'm worried about. The rest of it, I'm 100% sure we'll manage. But yeah,
I am looking forward to seeing Saka versus the Kukurea.
Kukure, is a damn good run of form. So that
Yeah,
will
yeah.
also be a good challenge. But even if Saka, like you were mentioning, right? Like even if Saka is tied down, I don't see like Kukurea will have problems against Noni Madueke. That is for sure. Like the direct approach towards bursting into the penalty box, Kukurea cannot handle. Saka is more silky. He'll try to do something around the edge of the box and all. I think Kukurea is good enough for that. So I hope like Saka starts to move, drift towards the left. Noni plays to the right. We'll see, dude. It's going to be a good game, but I still expect us to win. And then what I'm most looking forward to is the next team that the rival fans will be like, they will be the ones to catch up with you, which will most likely be City again. That is what I want to
But,
see more than anything else.
what was your scoreline prediction?
I think it'll be 3-1 Arsenal or 1-3,
3-1.
whatever. Yeah, I don't think their like defense is that great that we cannot penetrate it. I
Yeah.
definitely see goals there. Clean sheet we won't keep. I feel I don't know why. Have this nasty feeling that Esteva will score. But if Esteva scores first and we
Some like
take like
run of form. Yeah, yeah.
if Esteva scores first and we take like let's say if they lead 1-0 half time, no, I'm going to go off Twitter for the first half of the game. I'm not touching Twitter. This just like amount of shit I'll read is just too much. And that too now my Twitter feed is optimized for Arsenal hate now. It's gone from Liverpool hate to Arsenal hate now.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's
Those are the things that will force you to like engage, right? Even
oh yesterday I
those
went on a
idiots also know
rampage,
it.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, I went on a rampage. I kept yelling at everyone. But yeah,
Yeah. I see Arsenal winning this, dude. Like
hopefully, man.
I think that'll cap off like Arsenal's insane as a game week.
Because after this, we don't have any really tough game until we meet Everton on 20th of December, which is I'm really worried about that game because we never go to that stupid stadium and win. I think we'll beat Villa at Villa Park. I'm not too worried about them. We've got Wolves and then we've got to go to Hill Dickinson on 20th December to play Everton, which is where I'm a little worried about. But yeah,
Yeah.
what the fuck, dude? We're playing Aston Villa twice in a span in the same month. We're playing Aston Villa away on December 6th, and then we are playing on December 30th at home to Aston Villa. Okay, that's odd. And then Jan 8th, we've got Liverpool. Dude, what is this run of fixtures, man?
Why are you even worried about Liverpool, man? But I
Dude,
think one thing can work in our favor there is Salah will go to AFCON. So
oh yeah.
we won't have Salah also.
No,
Which
that'll
I
work in
don't
your
even
favor, I
know
feel.
which I don't even know is it like a boon or a curse at this point. But yeah.
Dude, but look at this run of fixtures for Arsenal, man. Jan 8th, Liverpool. Wait, Jan 3rd is Bournemouth away, which is always tough.
Yeah.
Jan 8th, Liverpool. Jan 17th, Nottingham Forest away. Then Inter Milan away on Jan 20th. 25th is United at home, which I think we should win. What the hell, man? Why do we have this constant run of tough games and then one February 21st, Tottenham away. February 28th, Chelsea at home, it seems. Dude, I'm not in this. I don't want this fixtures, dude.
And then as a Brighton away again. I think
Brighton,
that's
okay, that's fine. But what are these back-to-back London derbies, man? We did that this week again. Second half of the season, we're going to do that.
I think that it all intentionally done it there. But I feel like even that was a run of form, right? I think you only have like Inter to kind of like worry about.
Hey, don't not do this Liverpool and all. We'll go be cautious means then gone.
You are not going being cautious. We are coming to your place.
Whatever. We're going to the stadium and be cautious means. And then look at this towards the end of the season. We play City away, and then immediate next week is Newcastle at home. Dude, give us ease. And last game week of the fixture has to be in Crystal Palace.
By
Bloodly
now,
too.
that and all. Now you are
What if
doing
it goes?
too much topper of the batch.
Hey, bro, now I have to be humble, bro. Till we win.
By March, you will wrap up the title. Trust me.
Till my, like my United friend said, all this is gas. When you win the trophy, you talk. So until then, shut is it.
They don't even have a trophy for the last 10 years.
They have, bro. They have more trophies than us, which is the weird, sad part right now.
Yeah. So let them count FA Cups.
Hey, they got Europa League, man, with Jose. They won, no.
Oh,
They have that also. 2017, they won, no. Oh, horrible
that is
against
what 8
Ajax.
years ago, right? Anyway,
Still,
whatever.
we don't have, no.
United can go United. Chalo, man, on
Chalo.
that note, let us call it. Yeah.